It's November the 1st, which means it's time to update our Ballon d'Or power rankings. This is a very special video. Many of you have been asking me questions about how we're going to do this. How do we avoid recency bias, etc, etc. I have figured out what I believe to be the best possible way. So, bear with me. I'm going to explain how this is going to work, and then by the end of the video, you will understand. So, in this video, I'm going to give you, just like in September, my top 15 players based on October. So, what they've done in the last month. Now, why does that matter? Because if you finish first place in my list, that is 12 points. Second will be 10 points, then 9 points, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, etc. The 10th place player will get 2 points, and then the 5 players on the bench will all get 1 point. Then at the end of the video, I will add them together based on September's list, where we know, obviously, again, some players got first, second, third, fourth, etc., to have our overall combined top 15. So, as an example, if somebody came 7th last month, but they had a terrible month this month, they may fall out because other players will overtake them. Or vice versa, if somebody wasn't there in September, but they had an incredible month this month, they will potentially fly up to like 6th or 5th or something like that. My last caveat is no players outside of, you know, Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. Yeah, so big up to the guys that are balling out at Bournemouth and Como and Sunderland, but you're not making Ballon d'Or lists. I hope that makes sense. If not, you'll get it as the course of the video goes on. I'll show who moved up and down, who got booted out, etc. So please do make sure you subscribe. We're flying up recently. We've passed 48k. We're on like 48.2 now, edging closer and closer to 50k. Let's tuck in, because the 5 players who got 1 point based on this month are, first of all, Moises Caicedo, who of course was in our top 10 last month, so a cheeky point today will help him by the end of the month. You'll see what the list looks like at the end. But again, great banger against Liverpool, really good game there. Another solid month from him. Obviously, the Sunderland game was really bad, if we're being honest, but again, we cannot expect players to have incredible games every single week, so I still feel like he did enough to warrant a place on this list in 15th place. Again, if you're 11th to 15th, it's all 1 point, so it doesn't really matter if you came 11th or 15th, just to make that clear. Up into 14th, we have Achraf Hakimi, who is now, this last month, starting to bag the goals again. We knew what he was about last season. The first month, maybe he was starting a little bit slow. He's getting there now, right? He saw Brest, he got mad excited and started bagging. He was doing the celebration and whatnot as well. I don't know if that was specifically about the team he was facing. I don't know. But again, it was enough to get him 1 point. So big up to him. The next player to get 1 point as well on our reserve list, if you will, Arda Güler, who has been adding assists to his game. Obviously, for Turkey as well. Let's not forget, he showed up for Turkey. And for Madrid as well. He's been creating chances. He's been feeding Mbappe to, you know, go and do what Mbappe does. So I feel like he's done enough to get a bit of a mention. Sometimes he should impact games more over the 90, in my opinion. He does make a few mistakes here and there that cost his team goals. But again, I feel like if you're in this list, you deserve to be here. So fair play to him. In 12th, another player with 1 point is Michael Olise, who of course was in our top 10 last month. He gets another point here, so that probably will keep him in the top 10 by the end of it. But it was a bit of a slower month for him, I'll be honest. Like, obviously, he scored against Dortmund, and he did that crazy knee slide celebration for, after all the bangers he scored and free kicks he scored last minute, that he just walks off and do the nonchalant thing. He does a crazy knee slide for basically the ball being kicked at his kneecaps and bouncing in. But regardless, Olise is still doing Olise things, just not quite at the level he was doing it at in the first month, right? He has slightly slowed down, but still enough to scrape a cheeky point, in my opinion. And the last honorable mention, if you will, to get 1 point, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. This one was difficult because obviously Inter have had a bit of a resurgence this month, right? Obviously, ignoring the one loss. In general, their first month of the season was really bad. The second month, they've been near flawless. I say near flawless, obviously, barring the loss. But the thing with them is they've been more of like a well-rounded team rather than like having standout individuals, you know? So like the forwards have kind of shared the goals with the new guys coming in. The midfield's been alright. I mean, Barella's been terrible, I'll be honest with you. But Hakan has been getting goals, even in games where he's been kind of average, to be honest with you. Like, Hakan will play a little bit mid, but he'll bag the goals. And you look at it at the end, you're thinking, raw, Hakan, what a performance this was. But I had to get some form of Inter representation on here, and I felt like Hakan was probably the best player I could pick. So there we are for the honorable mentions. Into our top 10. 10th place, we have a man who said, I'll do it 10 times if I have to. It is Vinicius Jr. So he'll pick up 2 points to add to, well, he got 0 last month, so he will be on a total of 2 points after this. I think much better from him this month. I didn't like the reaction at the end of the El Clasico. I said the El Clasico. At the end of El Clasico, where, you know, he's throwing us towards like the prime and being angry about being subbed. And hey, you know, in Ballon d'Or, they factor in behavior points, huh? It's like, you know, primary school when you have like, they have the smiley face and the sad face. And if you're misbehaving in school, you go on the sad face, you might miss some playtime. Vinicius Jr., you're going to miss some playtime, bro. You are getting slightly docked for the behavioral points. But on the pitch, he's getting back into the flow of dribbling. He's not trying 5 rainbow flicks a game. He's been a bit more efficient this month. So I think he deserves to scrape in at 10th place. Up into 9th. This one may be a little bit surprising to some of you. I don't know, depending on if you watch the games or not. I've gone with Julian Alvarez. Now, granted, the goals compared to last month have dried up. But I just feel as though he is kind of single-handedly keeping Atleti afloat right now. Obviously, big up to Barrios and whatnot, and they do have good players, but in a time where Atleti have slightly been faltering, he looks to be the shining light. Even when they got packed 4-0 by Arsenal, he was the one player that everyone looked at thinking, ooh, hold on a minute. This is a player here. Obviously, everyone knew he was a good player, but that performance for a team that gets spanked 4-0 is really impressive, to the point where obviously you got Barca fans saying, ooh, should we go and grab this guy? You've got Arsenal fans saying, oh, should we go and grab this guy? So big ups to him. It will scrape a little 9th place. Again, you can't go much higher than that because, of course, we do have to also factor in GA, whether we like it or not. Up into 8th place. It is someone who was exactly 8th place last time. It is Julian Timber. I think he's, pretty much there you go. Mr. Consistency. I think the guy can do no wrong right now. Obviously, like we said, he's contributing to the goals and to the assists this season, where last year people were saying he's great at defending, but maybe Ben White offers more going forward. Here, bro, this guy is sprinting up and down the pitch. Even against who did Arsenal just play in the cup? To Brighton. Timber comes on, picks up the ball from like deep in his own half at right back, sprints about 60 yards to set up the kid, Harriman Anus, who eventually the ball bobbles and goes to Saka, and basically Timber creates that goal. So big ups to him, and of course, it's understandable you're going to see Arsenal defenders here, given that, you know, it's a month where they have conceded 0 goals. I don't remember seeing that in the Premier League at any point ever. Maybe like a Madrid or Barca or Bayern have done that, but as far as the Premier is concerned, to go 6 games and nobody scores against you, I've not seen that one previously in all competitions, that is, because obviously we know Van der Sar has that crazy record, which by the way I don't think will get beat. I think that's a record that is extremely underrated. 14 straight clean sheets for Van der Sar is wow. We don't really speak about it, but anyway, this is not about Van der Sar. Big ups to him. Into 7th place we have Pedri. This one, I imagine people will have him either much higher or much lower. It's going to be a bit of a polarizing one. I do believe he had a really good month, but it was just slightly soured by a pretty poor Clasico from him, and then getting the red card. Some may argue the red card was quite late. I think he could have been sent off even before that, about 2 or 3 times, to be honest with you. So him getting sent off when he did was like, yeah, you know what? It's a matter of time, bro. Like, it's about time you get the cards out. So all in all, though, Pedri still had a really good month, in my opinion, enough to get, you know, the 5 points from finishing 7th to add to, I think he was 4th last month, or maybe 5th. I can't remember exactly where he was last month, but you'll see at the end of the video. So big ups to Pedri. Up into 6th, we have a new name that has not featured on this list. It is Vitinha of PSG, who alongside Portugal have gone invincible this month, won most of their games. I think both Portugal and PSG drew 1 game whilst Vitinha was playing, because he didn't play v Strasbourg. He played in the Hungary game for Portugal. So yeah, essentially he's helped out with a lot of the wins. My only qualm with Vitinha, that celebration is too meaty, bro. Swinging around your elastic hairband or whatever, that ain't gonna bang. I can't lie. No one's copying it that way. You know, other guys, they'll start doing like, you see guys in basketball doing that or something. No one's doing that, bro. I'll be honest. No one's doing that. But big up to Vitinha. Those 6 points might carry him into our top 10 by the final list, because that's a lot of points to get this early on in the season. Up into 5th, another man, Mr. Consistent, Noon Mensch. Why is this guy in October putting up numbers that some people's favorite winger would dream of? What is all that about, guys? Why is he doing that? I'm looking at the goals he's scoring. I'm thinking, brother, you have better finishing than a lot of people's best wingers. It don't make sense, bro. But big ups to him. He's going to be in 5th place. Up into 4th. It is someone who was an honorable mention last time. He had 1 point as like big up your thing on the bench. This time, he's undeniable. He's inevitable. You know who it is. It's Gabriel Magalhaes. If I said Nuno Mensch was putting up numbers that a winger will be proud of, Gabriel Magalhaes, he's putting up numbers that a striker will be proud of. All while refusing to even allow shot on target. Forget even the goal. He's not allowing people to get shots on target. What kind of behavior is that, bro? I have not seen something like this before. I'll be honest with you. Like this, it makes no sense. How every set piece, we speak about it nearly every video now. He's gonna jog up, like Omar from The Wire, and everyone's running. Omar's coming. Omar's coming. It's like he's the set piece captain. He's the first ever set piece captain in history. Why do I say that? Because obviously we know about Nicholas Hover. On the bench, he's doing his Yu-Gi-Oh moves or Naruto jutsu moves or whatever. But then you see Gabriel run to Rice, then he runs to Saliba, then he'll run to Trossard and give them instructions. He's the first ever set piece captain. He should have his own separate armband or leg band, whatever you want to call it. But fair play to him. He gets 8 points for that. But of course, we now enter our top 3. And unsurprisingly, it is the same 3 names that we had last month. So they're going to be pulling away at the top. But in what order, Jeff? Has the order changed? Well, very, very unfortunate for him, because it's another class month. Harry Kane is our 3rd place player this month. He bagged 7 goals, I believe it is. And obviously a fantastic performance at quarterback against Dortmund, where he was playing in DM, in centre back, as an box-to-box 8, as a striker, as a 10, spraying passes. I believe he got his own individual all-time high long pass record in one game of 11 long passes. So it was a fantastic, fantastic performance. It's just really unlucky that the top 3, whoever doesn't win it, it's just bad timing, bro. You're having this season when we've got a 3-horse race like this, where everyone's balling out. But obviously, big respect to Kane, what Bayern are doing. We had to shout out him and obviously Olise as well. Could have maybe given a slight shout to Joshua Kimmich as well. So as always, by all means, feel free to give me like your honorable mentions that you believe should have got a cheeky little point or 2 here and there. Maybe I forgot someone. By all means, I'm happy to accept when I do forget players. But Harry Kane in 3rd. Now, who takes 2nd? In the first month, it was Mbappe that won. This time, Mbappe is in 2nd. Mbappe is in 2nd place, so he'll pick up 10 points. I mean, basically literally every game outside of the Juve game, he either scored or assisted or did both of them. His numbers are just beyond understandable. And to add to that as well, because what people forget as well, we're watching the game, so it's not only just a list of who scored the most goals, who had the highest numbers, therefore you're higher up. No, the performances as well. And of course, in terms of we have to factor in maybe the importance of games, and we can all agree here, no matter what team you support, be it United, be it Milan, Bayern, whoever, El Clasico is the biggest game in the world. And I do believe him scoring, he should have bagged 3, to be honest with you. He didn't, again, due to fine margins and whatever, it is what it is. But he had a great game again, scored the goal, scored another banging volley that, like we said, we're not going to count that because it's millimeters offside, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he ran those fullbacks ragged and the centre-backs ragged all game, again, to add to his performances for club and for country this season. The reason, him and Kane was very close in terms of 2nd and 3rd. But I think for this month, 1st was unanimous, in my opinion. Number 1 is Erling Braut Haaland, who in the month of Halloween, we saw him dressing up as the Joker or whatever. He's been moving like a monster this entire month, bro. The entire month, without fail. okay, that's an exaggeration without fail, because he did fail against Aston Villa, I guess. But aside from that, he has been scoring and scoring and scoring. Doesn't matter whether City perform very well, whether it's an average City game, whether it's a potentially a poor City game, Erling Haaland will come and he will do the business. He, like, with him right now, yeah, it's like defenders are already, you're panicking, bro. You're nervous seeing my man just, you know, walking around, jogging around, because you know, you give the guy one chance, right? There's games where he won't touch the ball for about 25 minutes. He's just there jogging around, making the runs, selflessly making runs, not receiving, and then bang. The guy, he smells blood, and then he feasts. He pounced like, do you guys remember Vlad the Impaler back in 1448, for those of us who do remember? If you don't remember, he's the guy that, I guess, inspired Count Dracula in 1897, I believe it was, for those of us who remember that one. Surely you guys remember that one. Like the video if you do remember. So Haaland, I mean, big ups to him. 9 goals this month, and of course, more importantly as well than the goals for Man City, he bagged a hat-trick to slap it and crash it on to absolutely eliminate them from potential qualification. So big ups to Erling Haaland. I'm going to give him a bonus. You know, we spoke about Vinny and their behavior. I'm giving Haaland a bonus for his YouTube channel. Very authentic. I like the video. I can't lie. I'm like, you know what? It's not some crazy high production scripted kind of thing. He's just there walking about, going to buy milk. That's normal, bro. I rate that. I can't lie. He's a very likable dude. So big up to Erling Haaland. Finally, how does this impact the final list? Let me show you, because of course he's got 12 points. Is it enough to get him first overall? Here we are. So Arda Güler is our new entry into 15th. Hakimi into 14th, both of them on 1 point. Vinicius Jr. in 13th with 2 points. Caicedo falls out the top 10, but he still hangs on to 12th place with 4 points. Now 11, Van Dijk. I'll be honest. If it was up to me, I'll boot him out the whole thing, bro. I'll kick him out the whole thing. He should even get minus points for October. But this is the good reason why we're doing this video, to keep recency bias out of things. Because if in September he got a total of 5 points, then he hangs on to 11th by the skin of his teeth. But I'm sure by next month, if this stays, bro, I can't lie, he's going to be dropping further and further. But for now, he's going to remain 11th. Although, like I said, I do believe he should get booted out for how bad Liverpool have been in October. But this is the beauty of this video, bro. We're going to see in August, when it's time for Ballon d'Or, or September, that nobody can change their mind or lie about what we saw. This is the correct list. Into our top 10, Julian Alvarez holds on to that 10th spot for dear life. Vitinha flies up into 9th with his first entry. Olise has gone down 2 spots into 8th. Timber's gone up 1 into 7th. It's Arsenal controlling 6-7 right now, because Gabriel has gone up massively from the bench up into 6th place for just being an absolute rock at the back for Arsenal. Pedri drops down 1 into 5th place. No Mensch was 5th and 5th, but overall on points, that means he's up into 4th place, just missing out on our podium place. Harry Kane has now dropped to 3rd place, 2 points behind Erling Haaland, who's gone up into 2nd, now 1 point behind Mbappe. So it's a crazy race between those 3. Next month, Harry Kane could come 1st, Mbappe might get 4th, and then boom, that's it. It's changed again. But the good thing is, like I said, these points, let me know if you like the point system. Let me know if you think I should change something. Again, I'm always open to ideas and suggestions. I think I've done the right thing here, where you get 12 points for winning it, and then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. But again, any adjustments, let me know. I think we've done very, very well here. This is our overall power ranking. I'll see you guys tonight for the Saturday review, and I'll see you guys December the 1st for the next Ballon d'Or power ranking. Let me know any honorable mentions that you guys think could or should have made it in. Big ups to you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys tonight in a bit. Bosh.